With information comes transformation. There's no limit to where you want to go if you have the right marshals. Join Captain Larry, your host, on a flight to endless limitations across educational, motivational, and attitude reforming messages to steer you in the right direction towards your achievements.
Hello, and welcome to Fly to Endless Limitations with me, Nana Kusema Kukwedi Jr. as your captain. And I'm glad to have you once again. God bless you for joining us. Now, there are 7 things that are themed as landmarks to help us to get into our final destination and be able to achieve. And this, I call them values. Now, the principles of shared values encompasses the fundamental guidelines or beliefs that guide individuals and groups to come to a particular point or a common value. And now I'm going to highlight these principles into 7 dimensions. The first principle is respect. We must add value and acknowledge the worth and dignity of individuals regarding the differences in background, beliefs, and perspective. No matter where we're coming from or the matter where one is coming from, we need to respect their values, their culture, and belief system. This will aid us to get into a particular level of achievement. Now, the second point is integrity. We must act with honesty and sincerity as much as and consistency as well, in aligning with one's value and principles. Now, when it comes to shared values, we need to respect and be honest with people, no matter where they're coming from. We must have that sense of integrity amongst us, and together we're going to achieve to a greater height. And this leads me to the third principle, which is collaborations. Working together, cooperatively, leveraging diverse strength, perspective to achieve common goals. Coming together to achieve, despite our various strengths and weaknesses, together, collaboratively, we're going to achieve that goal. And once we do that, leads us into the fourth principle, which is accountability. Taking responsibility for one's actions and decisions and being transparent about intentions and outcomes. Now, when it comes to shared values and accountability, it doesn't matter where one is coming from or where one is going. We need to be transparent and be open to various intentions and outcomes. By so doing, we'll be able to arrive at a common goal. Now, the fifth principle is empathy, understanding and emphasizing with the experiences, feelings, and perspective of others, which will foster compassion and connection. When you are able to have that kind of connection in terms of feeling or experiences, day in, day out, some experiences of people interrelate. So once there's that sense of connection, it also helps in achieving a particular goal. Now, the sixth point is inclusivity. We must ensure that everyone's voice are heard, valued, and this includes the decision-making process, regardless of the person's status or background. Let me repeat it once again. Inclusivity. Now, this doesn't matter where the person's background or status, but once it comes to decision-making process, everyone needs to be heard and valued. Now, the seventh point is continuous learning. Now, when it comes to continuous learning, shared values embrace growth of mindset and a commitment of an ongoing personal or collective development. Once we are able to embrace growth, the growth mindset, and let me just point it here. Those of us who have not joined our WhatsApp channel, are missing a lot because there are key updates that comes on the platform. And just last week we highlighted on growth mindset. So just go down to the description and you find the link to our WhatsApp channel. Thank you. So let me continue. Continuous learning has to do with embracing the growth mindset and being committed in an ongoing process of personal development or continuous development. Now, this fosters innovation and adaptation. Now, these principles serve as a foundation for fostering stronger relationship, effective communication, and a sense of belonging. Once we have that shared values amongst us, there is a strong relationship and an effective communication amongst people despite their backgrounds or status in organizations or communities. Now, throughout the Bible history, shared values have played a significant role in shaping communities, guiding interactions, and fostering cohesion among individuals and groups. Here are some areas which I like to focus in terms of shared values. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, humanity is described as being created in the image of God, highlighting the inherent values and dignity of every individual. Highlighting the inherent value and dignity of every individual. Once we are created, or the Bible states that we are created in the image of God, there's an inherent value of God in us as humans. And this concept forms the basic of shared values of respect, equality, and the certainty of human life. Once we are created in the image of God, we have that value of respect and equality amongst us as humans. Now, in the Old Testament, replace it with an account of covenant between God and humans. The Old Covenant is a replicate of accounts of covenants between God and humans, as well as between individuals and groups. This covenant established mutual commitment, responsibility, and shared values, emphasizing faithfulness, loyalty, and trustworthiness. Now, the 10 Commandments in Exodus 20, verse 1 to 17, establishes the moral disciplines and shared values within the Israelites. The 10 Commandments had some shared values and moral principles with them, which was shared amongst the Israelites. These commandments provide guidance for ethical conduct, giving emphasis on values such as honesty and respect and the reverence of God. You realize that amongst everything I'm saying, the key word there is respect. We need to respect people despite their backgrounds or stature. Now, when it comes to the prophetic callings and justice, throughout the Old Testament, prophets such as Amos and Isaiah and even Micah advocated for social justice, denouncing oppression, exploitation, and inequality. Their messages underscored shared values of compassion, fairness, and concern for the marginalized and vulnerables. Now, Jesus' teachings in the New Testament teaches or emphasizes on love, compassion, forgiveness, and humility amongst everyone. His ministry was able to reach out to people from all walks of life, promoting shared values of acceptance and unity. Now, in the early Christian community in the New Testament, shared values of fellowship, mutual support, and generosity is very key. They shared resources, caring for one another's needs, and they had an embodiment of purpose and unity. Now, throughout the biblical history, one thing you must understand is that shared values was shared as a moral compass, building or guiding individuals in their community, as well as their relationship with God and one another. Now, these values continue to inspire, inform ethical conduct, social justice, and community building. Let me say it one more time. Throughout the biblical history, which I've mentioned earlier, you realize that there is conduct of respect, which builds individuals and communities, and also builds the building of relationship within God and one another. Thank you for joining us, and I would like you to follow us on our social media handles, Facebook and Instagram at FlyToEndlessLimitations, and not forgetting to subscribe and hit our notification button here on YouTube. Our description below has the link to our WhatsApp channel, and see you in the next episode.
Thank you for joining us on today's episode of Fly to Endless Limitations. Join us same time next week on another purpose-driven flight with Captain Larry.